Hey guys, what's going on? Alright, so I know I promised to make a couple of tutorials. So I just now downloaded Camtasia, and we're going to go ahead and get started. This is a pretty simple signature, and it looks really good. I mean, it doesn't take that much work to make this. As you can see, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 layers. 12 layers. Some of them aren't really like completely necessary, but I mean, I think it makes it look good. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you guys through this one. All right, so first of all, you want to grab a render. I mean, you can use this one. This render has really good flow, and that's like why I chose it, because whenever you're doing the effect that you see in the background here, it's really helpful to choose a render with really good flow. And I know, like, you know, this is mostly for people who are new to graphic design, and so you might not understand like some of the terms that I use here. So I'll try to make it as like new as I can. Like, I mean, I remember when I first started graphics, it was like all the terminology was completely above my head. Okay, so you want to find a render. In this tutorial, I'm going to be using this one. I got it from Baka Renders, which is, I mean, it's a great site. It's pretty much where I get all of my renders from, so you guys should check that out. You'd have to sign up, but I mean, like I said, it's definitely worth it. So first thing you're going to do, you're going to want to make a new, go to File, New. You want to make a new project. We're just going to keep the background content transparent for this one. Width is 450 pixels and the height is 200 pixels. You can just name this Spider-Man Tutorial. Okay. So get rid of this one. Alright, so then once you open your render, there's a different way to do it to where, you know, you can open your files and then just like click and drag to your canvas, but I've done it this way for so long that I just, you know, whatever. Alright, so well, I probably lost some people just now. Alright, so what you do, alright, you click on your render, make sure your pointer selection tool, I think that's what this is called. I think it's just called selection tool or whatever. Okay, so you just click on your render, and then you can move it around, you know, click and hold, and then drag it up to your tab where your canvas is, and then just drop it in there. Now, the next step, because as you can see, this thing is way too big for our canvas, you hit Control and T on your keyboard, and that will pull up your transform tool. And my computer's kind of slow, so sometimes it takes a while, but there it goes. So then you drag it, you know, till you see the edges. Now, whenever you're resizing, you always want to hold shift. Like, hold shift while you resize it, because if you don't, then you lose quality and it stretches the render. It makes it, you know, just ugly, ridiculous, just grotesque. You're not about that life. Promise you. Just resize it until, I mean, you know, you don't have to use every single bit of the render. I like to kind of, you know, sometimes you, like, see, that looks pretty good right there. So then once you've got it resized, you can do one of two things. You can either hit this check mark up here, which says commit transform, or you can hit enter. So three things: you can hit enter, hit this check mark up here, or you can just click on the selection tool again and then hit apply. So now, you know, you can see we've got our render set up where we want it to. You know, it's transformed, it's resized, everything's good. We're Gucci like the man. Alright, so now what you want to do is come down here. There's a little page with like a little corner folded on it. That's the new layer icon. Actually, that's wrong. So delete that layer. Alright, so let's double click on this layer, rename it render, hit enter after you rename it, and then hit Control J on your keyboard, and that'll copy it. So now we've got 4 copies, and I think that's probably good. We'll see. But basically, you just want to fill the entire canvas behind Spider-Man with more Spider-Man. So, this is like, it's a very simple, and it's like the lazy man's way of making a background. This would also look really good if it was smudged, which I'll do a smudge tutorial later. Alright, make a couple more copies, or just one actually would do great. Alright, and then, so now you see how the entire background is covered up. It looks like there's a fucking army of Spider-Men ready to attack. So take your render, move it all the way to the top so that it sticks out. So see, look, there's our render. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna click here, hold shift, click the bottom one, hold shift again, and click this folder down here. That'll put them in a group. Right click the group, convert to smart object, right click the group again, rasterize layer, double click it, rename it BG. I typically don't really rename stuff, but if you're just starting out, it's really helpful, especially if you're not familiar with Photoshop. It's very helpful to name your layers. That way you don't lose anything. You're not like, the fuck happened to my layer, bruh? Because you're going to know where it's at because you renamed it. Alright, so now that we've got the background, let's make a copy of it. Control J again, just in case some shit goes down, we don't like what we did, then you don't have to worry about it. You can just delete it and you'll have another copy. So click filter at the top here and click liquify, and that'll bring up this this menu here in a second. Like I said, my computer's slow. It's normally a little bit faster than this, but I'm recording and all this shit. So right now, got my brush size set to 34, brush density is on 50, brush pressure is 100. So now take a look at whatever render you're using, and then you just want to just think about the flow of the render. Okay, so thinking about the flow of the render right now, I'm just gonna take this shit and just do diagonals from left to right, and you see how it mushes it all up, makes it all liquidy, hence the liquify tool. So you just want to do this for the entire thing till everything looks pretty good. Yeah, I just missed a couple of spots. My computer is lagging a little bit, but YOLO. Alright, so just kind of fix the spots that you fucked up if you're bad like I am. Okay, everything looks pretty good. Let's fix his head. Okay, so go ahead and hit OK here at the top, and that will apply the new transformation that we just did. So now it's all kind of like whatever. Now there's a couple spots that are white. So what we can do is we can hit Control J and then move that up. Now everything's fixed. The only white spots are from the actual render itself. That looks pretty good. We can go ahead and delete that background copy now, or you can save it just in case you get to a point where you're like, seriously, I fucked this shit up, I gotta go back. Alright, so let me see what I did next. Okay, so after that, oh yes, we must apply some shadows. Okay, so right now it's a little too bright, so what you want to do is click on your brush tool, grab a soft brush. This one, I always use this one. I don't think it really matters. Whatever. Just click on, I use soft round pressure opacity all the time. Change your size to like 100 and 110 to 120 is really good. 100% opacity for now. Just change the color to black. By the way, you can get to your swatches by hitting, I don't know what it is normally, but I just clicked on swatches. Okay, make a new layer above the render. Remember, hit this create new layer button, and now take your black and just brush the edges a good bit, you know, kind of shadow out this area right here, shadow out your focal point, which is right now, this is pretty much our focal, this whole area here. So now we want to take our opacity and lower it, sorry, to about 40. 40 looks pretty good. Let me see what I did for this one. I'm sorry if I have to keep coming back to this, but oh yeah, see, check that out, 40. All right, so now we're gonna go back here and we're gonna add another layer of shadows because I can do what I want. You know, because I am fiction. So let's see, lower the opacity on this one down to about 22, 23. Okay, so let's see what we did next. Yes, the fun part. The fun part. Alright, so for this I'm going to use a stock called Orange Galaxy. I use this thing for literally like almost every tag I make because it's awesome. So, you know, again, I will post like all the resources that I use for this tag in the, you know, in the thread for this tutorial so that you guys can have it just in case you want to like 100% recreate what I made. I don't care. Do what you do, homie. All right, so drag this beast up here, put it on top of that shit. Now you're like, what? But CJ, the whole everything, it's all orange. Nah, fuck that shit. Come up to here. This is called your blending mode. Alright. So click where it says normal and go down or up or whatever to screen. See, now it's all like, you know, you can see everything again. Let me see what I set that one to though. Okay, 29% opacity. So change the opacity down to 29%. Actually, okay, hold on. Let me see. I got to make sure that I did the same thing. Okay, yeah, I just copied it. All right. So, come back here, hit Control J on that layer 4. We'll rename this. Let's rename it Sparkles. We'll rename this Sparkles 2. Okay, so for Sparkles 2, click on your blending mode and click Soft Light. Oh yeah, you see that? It like brings out all the shadows, makes that shit pop off like a straight G. See what I did next here is, the fuck did I do? What did I do for this? Okay, so this was the part where we sharpened it. Alright, so hit new layer again, go to image, apply image, just click OK. Don't worry about them settings. Okay, now hit filter, sharpen, sharpen. And that looks pretty good. So now we're going to hit new layer again. Okay, we'll rename this sharpen. We'll name this layer shadows. We'll rename this shadows. And this shadows. Sorry, like I said, I forget. I like normally just don't name things. Okay, so go back to image, apply image. Okay. Now right click, not there, here. Right click on this little magnifying glass or whatever. I don't know what it's going to be for you guys. I don't remember what the default is, but then hit burn tool. Okay, we don't want it that big. Put it about 100 pixels. Okay, and then just make sure you're on range. Make sure your range is on shadows, and your exposure is set to 23%. I mean, you can obviously play around with those settings. It doesn't have to be 23 exactly, but just burn the edges, burn the bottom. Burning the top's really not going to matter because we're going to add a light source in a minute. Okay, so now we've got a little burn going on, you know, looking fresh to death. All right, so then let's see what I did next. Okay, that was the burn. Okay, so then we added text. It's real simple stuff. Okay, so click on your text tool. Mine was on vertical. I don't remember why. And for this one, I used a font called FireEye GF3. And let me see what size I made it. Okay, it is 12 point. Okay, so, well, shit, that looks pretty freaking good. Alright, let's just do some of that shit right there. We'll call it Spider-Man. Hit that beast. Bring it over here. You know. Then, so the text part, that was pretty straightforward. You could figure out how to do that. All your fonts and your, you know, font size and all that stuff would be up here. Okay, so now let's add a little bit more to it. Right click your brush and hit pencil tool. Create a new layer over the top of the text. Now hold shift and click and just drag a line, and we got to change that to white. Hold on, delete that shit. New layer, select white since this thing wants to be gay. Hit shift, drag a line underneath it. You know, then you can move it around. Oh god, oh god, don't do that. Never mind. Whatever, that still looks pretty good right there. Okay, so then put a new layer above that. We'll rename this line, and we'll rename this light source. Now grab your brush, right click your pencil tool, hit your brush tool, put this thing up to like 250 pixels, grab a white light and just click right there. Actually, let's make this a little bigger. Okay, so now you want to lower that opacity down a lot. Let's put it on 26%. This one's a little bit darker than the other one, but that's just because I think it looks way better that way. So let's hit Control J again on that, and then change that to soft light. Remember to bring out the shadows, and it'll make the light look a little bit more natural. And lastly, I think this one looks really great with borders. Borders don't always look good, but well, shit, hold on. Okay, so you're gonna click your rectangle marquee tool, which is this one underneath the move. It's called the move tool, not the selection tool. And then, you know, click and drag. You know, you can change the size of the border afterwards. Then with the rectangular marquee tool still selected, right click inside or just around, you know, around here, and click fill. Now we'll change this to black. You know, leave all that alone, hit OK, then right click it again, hit deselect. We'll name this border. Now hit Control J on that border, grab your move tool, bring that one down, set it right there, and then look at that. It's a very beautiful tag, very simple to do. Anybody can do it. Don't forget to save all of your stuff the whole time while you're making it. I've had Photoshop crash on me probably 10 times, maybe 15 to 20 times. I'm not even really sure. I lost count after like I threw my computer across the room a couple of times. Now, I mean, you know, as you can see, like this took, I don't know, probably what, 10 minutes to make or whatever. I mean, it's really simple, but it also looks really good. That is, I mean, whatever, you know, you can go into it, and once you're well versed with Photoshop and you're pretty decent, you know, you can worry more about blending it in and, you know, stuff like that. If you want to, you can click on, well, let's see, we can click on this sharpen, or let's click on shadows since that's the last image we applied. Let's grab the sharpen tool. Let's sharpen his face a little more, maybe his fingers a little more. With my sharpen tool, I have it mode is normal, and the strength is 20%. Just using, 35 size. You don't want it too big. Now sharpen all the parts of Spider-Man that would, that are like closer up, and then right click this, hit blur tool. I've got the mode set to normal, strength 12, and just blur the parts that you think should be in the, that would be like further away from you. So, whatever, just blur it a little bit. It doesn't really, you can't really, see a huge difference, but trust me, it's there. Okay, well, that concludes this tutorial. I did promise recognized, aka 73 other usernames, that I would spit some bars at the end of this video. So, how about for that? Let's go to YouTube. Let's go to YouTube and find a pretty good instrumental. See what we can spit some bars with, you know what I mean? Alright, just give it a second to load. I mean, you obviously don't have to watch this part of the video. It's not important. It has nothing to do with graphic design whatsoever. This is purely for the YOLOs. Let's go YouTube. Alright, let's see. Let's get a good instrumental going. Instrumental. Come on. You can do it, baby. Prepare your anus. Prepare your anus. Nope. All that shit look gay. Slow background music instrumental. Oh yeah, dude, I could totes my goat, spit some bars to that shit. Well, let's click on this one. This is pretty good graphic design going on here. Nice photoshopping skills. A little photo manipulation for you. I can do a photo manipulation tutorial one of these days. It's like, oh shit, there it goes. You guys probably can't hear it, but I'll probably put the song, edit it in so you guys can hear it. Alright. Chill on the beat with my N-words. Don't know what to do, but I'm in here. Don't know what I'm doing, don't know what I'm saying, don't know what to feel, so I feel clear. Got my mind on money on my mind, and I'm doing GFX. In Avalon PK, we going all the way, fuck the rest. Rev X, nigga, suck my dick, you can fuck all them bitches. Just kidding, you probably sucking bunch of dickies. That didn't make sense, but it doesn't matter, so I'll just keep going. Meek Mill, me and my nigga, we ain't the same. Instrumental, spit bars, nigga, all day, nigga. Got cars, nigga. What you doing? What you feeling, nigga? And I don't care. Don't know about my hair. Last name's Hair. First name CJ. Do that shit each and every day. Alright, I'm done. For real, though. Alright. So, this concludes this tutorial. Yeah, I hope that wasn't too bad. I'm not even going to edit it out. Like, honestly, I just don't give a shit. So, I'm going to finish this shit. Squad up, my niggers. Holler at your boy.